Do you ever hit 3 p.m. and you still have a few hours left in your workday, but you are so foggy that you can't even imagine how you're gonna get through it? The only solution you can think of is to pour yourself another cup of coffee, but you know it's gonna bother your sleep. You're not gonna be able to fall asleep, and then you're gonna be even more tired the next day and continue the cycle. Hello, this video is for you. We are gonna talk about all the more natural ways that you can increase your energy and get through that afternoon slump period. I'm Dr. Mel, a licensed naturopathic doctor. I talk about all things anxiety, burnout, self-care, so you can feel your very best. If that sounds good to you, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Today, we're gonna talk about how to support our energy naturally, and this is a topic I love to talk about. It is near and dear to my heart because I am a recovering coffee fanatic. I've been drinking coffee since I was in high school. I used to drink in college up to 5 cups of coffee a day. I even had an unlimited coffee card for a local coffee shop on our college campus that I could get coffee whenever I wanted. I always felt like I was fighting off brain fog, that I just did not have energy unless I had caffeine. But through healing from my autoimmune disease, from healing anxiety, I realized that caffeine was causing a lot more problems than it was really helping. Now I've introduced a lot of other tools that I'm gonna share with you today that help me to have natural energy throughout the day, and especially to get through that mid-afternoon slump. And I still drink 2 cups of coffee a day because I do not want to live in a world without coffee. I love it so much. I literally look forward to it before I go to bed so I can drink it in the morning. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to tell you to give up your coffee, but these are some things that you can add in that are going to naturally support and sustain your energy levels throughout the day. I'm going to start with free things because there's so many things that you can do that don't cost you any money. I always recommend that when you're trying to support your health, start with the free things. There are so many free things that a lot of us aren't doing consistently, and it is the consistency that makes the biggest difference. But I will give you some other options that I have personally invested in and seen a lot of value from if you decide that you do want to invest in some other options. Number one, if you are feeling like you're in an afternoon slump, you feel so groggy, you want that next cup of coffee, go outside for 10 to 15 minutes. Get some natural sunlight on your eyeballs, breathe in some fresh air. It's gonna give you this natural boost in your mood, in your energy, and sunlight is really good for our circadian rhythm. So if you wanna supercharge this technique and not just think about improving that day, your energy, but thinking about long-term, making sure that you're not always hitting this slump, going outside and getting natural sunlight at multiple points during the day is going to improve your circadian rhythm so you get better sleep at night, which means that you're going to wake up with more energy. A lot of what we're talking about with energy, it's not just that day. It's what happened the night before, what's been happening the days before, the week before. That all impacts your energy level in the days to come. So we want to make sure that we're setting up our sleep, which is really where all of your healing takes place. This is where you recharge, you refill up those energy stores. So circadian rhythm is really crucial for energy. Try to go outside 3 times during the day. The first time within the first hour of waking up. This tells your body it's time to be awake, it's time to increase our energy. Second, during your lunch break or that afternoon slump, sometimes going outside a little bit before you would naturally feel that decrease in your energy can help prevent it, but it's also super helpful if you're in the slump to get outside and get that fresh air and that sunlight on your skin. And then the third time would be in the evening. I like that golden hour sunset time. It's a great time to take a walk after dinner, and that's the cue for your body to start winding down to go to sleep, so you're able to fall asleep easier. So 3 times during the day, really good preventative root cause care, working on your circadian rhythm to then prevent the afternoon slump from happening in the first place. Number 2, move your body for 1 song. This is one of my favorite really quick ways to get the blood flow in your body moving, which helps to increase your circulation to your brain so you're able to think clearer, concentrate, overall just focus better. I like to pick 1 song that I find to be very high energy, and I just commit to moving for the length of that song. You can also just set a timer on your phone for 3 minutes, but a song is more fun in my opinion. You can dance, you can do squats and push-ups, any type of body weight exercise, but one of my favorite things to do if I'm home is to speed clean for 3 minutes, to do all the dishes in the sink, try and put away all my laundry, just moving around for 3 minutes. A lot of us spend a lot of time at our computers, especially if you have a desk job, a 9 to 5, just breaking that up, the monotony of it, and getting up and moving around. You can do laps around your office building. You're gonna feel a lot better than just trying to muscle through it sitting at your desk. Number 3, legs up the wall. This is exactly what it sounds like. You are going to lay on the ground with your legs up on the wall. What this does is, again, increasing that blood flow, the circulation. You're gonna notice that's a theme for a lot of these. And in particular, it directs blood flow to the brain. When you're laying with your legs up, it's gonna bring your blood flow down from the legs up to your upper body. I like this one if I'm feeling a little bit low energy and pretty anxious. This can be a very soothing pose. It helps to activate the parasympathetic or rest and digest mode. So this is really nice if your body's just craving rest. This can be a nice sensory deprivation moment too. You can put on an eye mask or just close your eyes, not listen to anything, or put on noise canceling headphones and just let yourself be and decompress for a moment. Often I find after I give myself this moment of rest, I naturally feel more energized and ready to get back to whatever I was doing. The key is to keep this to about 10 to 15 minutes. Any longer than that can be too relaxing. You might feel sleepier. So you want to keep it at 10 to 15 minutes for that more energizing mood boost. Number 4, take a power nap. If your body is calling for rest, legs up a wall isn't enough, take a nap. Now, you might not have this luxury during the workday, but I bet you could get creative with it. I am a huge fan of the 22-minute power nap. There was a study by NASA that I read decades ago. NASA did a study to find out the length of time that you actually need to feel restored in the least amount of time, and that number was 22 minutes. 22 minutes is all you need to feel refreshed, give your body that sleep that it's needing, but not have that groggy feeling that you can feel if you've ever taken a nap for like 3 hours and you wake up and you're like, where am I? What day is it? Hi from Editing Mel. Quick correction. The NASA nap is actually 26 minutes, so I didn't want to gyp you on your nap time. 26 minutes gives you 6 minutes to fall asleep and then 20 minutes to actually be asleep. And then another thing that they studied that I didn't mention is that if you want to supercharge your nap, you can actually time your caffeine intake. So if you have an afternoon cup of coffee, a green tea, and you drink it before you take your nap, 26 minutes later, you're going to wake up feeling so refreshed. The caffeine's going to kick in. It's kind of the best timing if you are just needing that reset. So I wanted to make sure I corrected that. 26 minutes for the NASA nap. And if you want to time it with your caffeine intake, have it before your nap and you're going to wake up feeling amazing. And you don't even need to be in deep sleep. It's okay to be in that lucid dreaming state. Again, you're getting sensory deprivation. You're closing your eyes, you're resting. But don't underestimate how a 22-minute nap can change everything for you. This is literally what got me through medical school. We had these meditation rooms on campus and I would use them to nap. I took a nap every single day and I just would set a timer for 22 minutes and it is what would get me through the afternoon of classes. It's just enough time that it gives your brain a break and you genuinely feel a boost in energy afterwards. So if you work in an office, maybe you can close your door and take a little nap. You could also go to your car and take a nap. Or if you're getting home at 5 and you're just so exhausted, so drained from muscling through the afternoon, and you don't just want to lay around and watch TV all night, take a 22-minute power nap and then go for a sunset walk so you're getting that light on your skin. Basically, if you are tired, listen to your body. Number 5, time your caffeine better. I know I said we're doing coffee alternatives, more natural energy sources. Caffeine isn't necessarily a bad thing as long as it's not impacting your sleep. We all have different genetics and different genetic tolerance of caffeine. Some people can have a sip of caffeine and they're going to be up all night. Some people can drink 5 cups of coffee and it doesn't impact them at all. For me, I've landed on 2 cups of coffee and no caffeine after 3 p.m. If I have caffeine after 3 p.m., I know it's going to impact my sleep. I'm not going to feel as good the next day. If you've noticed any timing with your caffeine, let me know down below. Is there a cutoff time you have? Is there a type of caffeine that seems to work better for you? If you're always feeling like you're hitting a wall in the afternoon and you're really relying on caffeine, take a look at when you're having that last caffeine dose, that last cup of coffee, and try to have it an hour earlier. I'm not gonna lie, you're probably gonna feel worse before you feel better when you're making changes with your caffeine intake. But after a week or two, especially if you're adding in some of the supportive tools like movement and light, you're gonna notice a big difference in how you feel in the afternoon and your energy levels will start to stabilize. If you've noticed you're sensitive to any caffeine, whether it's because of your anxiety or your sleep, I am going to talk about some non-caffeine herbal alternatives later on in the video. So make sure you keep watching. Number 6, stabilize your blood sugar. If you find yourself always reaching for a quick sugar option in the afternoon, you're always craving chocolate at 3 p.m., your blood sugar might be up and down all day. You might really benefit from looking at your diet and trying to stabilize your blood sugar. Low or high blood sugar can make you feel really groggy with no energy. You will feel more satiated and have more stable energy throughout the day if you focus on high protein with healthy fats and fiber. This really starts at breakfast. If you are starting your day with a bagel and a nice iced coffee, you're setting yourself up for that blood sugar roller coaster ride all day long. So think about having a more protein forward breakfast. 3 eggs with some turkey bacon, or maybe some Greek yogurt with hemp seeds and berries on it. Something that's gonna keep you full longer. And then make sure that you have a protein packed, well-balanced lunch. I'm a big fan of finding what works for you, figuring out what recipe doesn't leave you in a food coma and then slumps your energy throughout the afternoon, and then just repeating it and having subtle changes to it to just switch it up and keep it interesting enough that you can keep eating it every day. For me, I found this to be ground chicken, ground beef with rice or potatoes with some type of veggie, and then I'll just change up the sauce that I use, which has a lot of healthy fats in it. This has made it really easy to meal prep and to make sure that I can just be consistent with having enough protein in my diet. I know my energy is not gonna dip after I eat it. I feel satiated, I feel full until dinner time, and it makes that 3 p.m. slump a lot less likely to happen. So once you find a meal that works for you and your energy levels, don't be afraid to repeat it. Lucky number 7, this is our last of our free tools I want to talk about, and it's a really important one: energy management. It is normal to experience a small dip in your energy in the afternoon. We are not meant to have the same level of energy from the moment you wake up to when you go to bed at night. Some of us naturally have more energy in the morning. Some of us are more traditional night owls. It's really important to know your own energy curve, because when you know that, you can plan ahead. So for me, I know between the hours of 1 and 3, I have a natural dip in my energy. I try to avoid scheduling calls. I don't do any crazy creative work. I like to do more admin tasks. I'll do emails. If I have any professional development courses I'm doing, that's a nice activity that doesn't require a ton of output from me. And I'll save my one-on-one client work, my creative work for the morning when I know I naturally have more energy. I think it's important to distinguish what is severe brain fog that's maybe from having a blood sugar imbalance, not getting enough sunlight or movement in, and what is just a natural dip that your body is always going to have, and how can we be a little bit more gentle? How can we work with our bodies? It's not always about forcing yourself to have energy at 3 p.m., but working with your energy, getting to know your own energy patterns throughout the day. Okay, these next few might require a monetary investment. We talked about so many different free options, and I really can't emphasize enough, start with the free options. That is the foundation of your health. But I would be lying if I said I didn't use anything else besides that. So I wanted to mention the things that I have personally invested in that I've seen a big impact on my energy. Number 8 is herbs. I love talking about herbs. We're not going to get through a video without talking about them. There are so many herbs that do not contain any caffeine, but can still help with your focus, your cognitive ability, your memory, your concentration, those natural energy levels. Herbal tea is not just for when you go to sleep. They are not all soothing. Some of them are actually a little bit stimulating. And 3 of my favorites are peppermint, ginkgo, and gotu kola. Peppermint, even just breathing in peppermint essential oil, you can put a little bit on your palm, rub it together, take a deep breath, you'll notice you feel so much more alert. Peppermint is going to be really good for alertness, focus, and memory. Ginkgo and gotu kola are 2 nootropic herbs, meaning they help the brain. They help to bring blood flow to the brain. They're neuroprotective. I personally find them really helpful if I'm having any brain fog, because they do help with bringing blood flow to the brain and improving that circulation. All 3 of these herbs you can find in tinctures, you can find them in capsules, but my favorite way is with tea, especially if you're used to drinking an afternoon beverage. And if you're looking for all 3 of these in one, Air Tea by Mind Body Herbals is my tea blend for focus, for concentration, for creativity. It's just a really lovely tea to drink hot or iced, and you can have it any time of the day. 9 medicinal mushrooms. You're not gonna feel this big jolt, this big energy spike when you use medicinal mushrooms, but I always notice this almost subtle boost and sustainable energy increase when I use medicinal mushrooms. 2 of my favorites are lion's mane and cordyceps. Lion's mane is a little bit more specific for focus and attention. It's been shown to also improve cognitive performance. Cordyceps is the mushroom that I personally noticed the biggest increase in my energy levels. I like to use this more for athletic performance. That's where it's been studied. Athletic endurance. So being able to recover better, decreasing fatigue post-workouts, improving exercise tolerance. It's really an amazing mushroom for that sustainable energy and decreasing fatigue. Number 10 is my acupressure mat. I love this thing. If you do not have access to acupuncture, acupressure mats are a great option. It's a mat with a ton of different plastic spikes on it. I'll have a picture up. And I think a lot of people find that intimidating, that it's gonna feel like laying on a bed of needles. It feels a little sharp at first when you lay on it, and then because there's so many, the sensation just kind of dulls and it doesn't feel painful at all, I promise. It actually feels really good. It's almost like a massage. Most people talk about acupressure mats as being very relaxing, kind of a nice before sleep activity, but if you use it in 10 to 15 minute increments, it can actually be energizing. Those parasympathetic effects, where it's really relaxing and soothing to the body, are more seen if you're laying on the mat for 45 minutes to an hour. In short stints, like the 10 to 15 minutes, it can increase blood flow, it promotes circulation. My favorite way to use this is to habit stack like crazy. I will lay on the floor on the acupressure mat with my legs up the wall, like we talked about, and I will either do sensory deprivation, where I'm not listening to anything, I'm wearing an eye mask, or I will listen to an activation, which I've talked about in previous videos, or a meditation that's more energizing and inspiring than relaxing. And sometimes I'll even pair it with number 11 that we're going to talk about next, and just have a total habit stack experience. But the key is 10 to 15 minutes. And lastly, number 11 is red light. This is the most expensive item on the list, so I wanted to talk about it last, but it is an extremely helpful tool that I've personally seen a lot of benefit from, so I wanted to mention it. Red light therapy acts on the mitochondria of your cells to produce ATP, which is your energy. So if you're feeling low energy, anything that helps you to produce more energy is obviously going to make you feel a little bit energized. I have a panel that I will sit in front of. There's also masks and handheld devices now, so there's a lot of different options out there. Some people do find it to be more relaxing. I personally find it very energizing. If I do it before bed, it's going to keep me up. So you might want to play with it first to figure out which one you are, if you're someone who finds it more relaxing or energizing. And like I mentioned, I'll habit stack this. I'll do legs up the wall with this. I will sometimes do the 3 minutes of movement in front of the red light while I'm moving around. Can you just go outside in the sunlight? Yes, you can. There is a little bit of a supercharged effect, I would say, because it's more concentrated light exposure. And I do find red light really nice in the winter or any months where it's not that comfortable to go outside. But I would definitely classify red light as a nice extra and focus on all the free tools that we talked about first. Again, I just want to remind you that it's not always about pushing through and working against your body. If you naturally feel lower energy during a certain part of the day, that's okay. Work with that, not against it. Think about supporting your body, fueling it well, moving well, sleeping well. Those are all things that are going to help you feel your very best. If you've tried a lot of things on this list and you still feel like every afternoon you are fighting against this heavy brain fog, it is just a slog to get through the day, that is not a normal dip in energy. I'd highly encourage you to work with a licensed naturopathic doctor like myself and get to the root of it and do some lab testing. I do have a free download of all the lab testing that I recommend. You can download that with the link in the description below. If you got any value from this video, please hit the like button and let me know down below which tool you're most interested in trying first. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss next week's video. Until next time, I'm rooting for you every step of the way.